Hey guys.
Hey.
I was just thinking if anybody had tuned in like right from before or if they're on the YouTube, they would hear "It's a Wild Ride" by Jackie. This is like a start, but welcome guys. This is a really special episode. I'm so happy to be here doing this, and tonight I'm actually going to show you some paintings that I have never shown anybody ever. They're the first paintings that I ever did 18 years ago. And
has it been that long?
It has. This is actually the anniversary. Like, I don't know the exact date that I started painting after losing my eyesight, but it was this time of the year. It was the beginning of the semester of college, you know. In 2002 is when I started painting. It was right at the beginning. And so it was right at the end of the summer, the beginning of the semester, but it was right at this time, 18 years ago. And I have never shown these paintings. There's some things that we're going to show you that you've seen before, but there's some things that you never have because no one has. Even people that visit my studio, I generally don't show these paintings. So why am I showing them tonight? It's making me nervous. To be honest,
really?
a little bit. I don't really care what people think about the artwork and all that. You know, it's cool. It's all good. It's all art. But it's just.
Well, what I think is funny is
they're questionable.
I've mentioned multiple times, like we'll go down memory lane and mention old paintings, and I'll be like, oh yeah, I could totally pull that out right now, and you're like, no. So yeah. I was when you suggested this, I was like, really?
Yeah, I know, because I never wanted to, but it just seemed very appropriate in a way, in that, you know, it's like the anniversary, and also a lot of the people that I think that have found us on Facebook and YouTube and Instagram and everywhere probably haven't been following us for 18 years.
And I've never shown these paintings.
Oh, I hear my
Sorry.
No.
I'm getting it across all.
I hear the dulcet tones of me over there.
Dulcet tones.
Yeah, so Jackie's busy getting all the streams.
Okay.
But most people probably haven't been following for 18 years, you know, because we weren't on here 18 years ago. But, you know, so the artwork I think that people see from me has 18 years to build up to. So I thought it'd be kind of interesting to show, like, the very beginning stages of it all. You know, because it was a steep learning curve, and it's still a steep learning curve. You know, I pray that I have 18 more years to paint, you know, that I have 32 more years to paint, you know, if I have 100 more years to paint, but the wonderful thing about art and painting is that you keep getting better and you keep increasing. But so I wanted to show where I was whenever I started.
And it is crazy.
It is a little crazy. So please, if you're watching, if you're curious at all.
But you know what? This is what
I usually drink water during these, but this is making me nervous.
Well, and this is what it's interesting because every artist has their phases and isms or whatever that they go through, and so this is natural. It's a natural process.
Yeah.
This is natural. I feel like I'm talking to Jack. It's a natural thing.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good.
Well, let me say really fast. Ron Captain is waving hello.
Oh, Ron. Hey, Ron.
Which he actually, speaking of older paintings, he has a old watercolor that he did. That's one of my favorites. Woman in Orange.
No, Ron and his wife, guys. I mean, they're one of the few people that I've shared some of my early stuff with. They you know, but gosh. No, I don't.
It's really good stuff, though. I mean, like, you know, it's a learning curve a little bit. But anyway, Linda has joined us. Excited. She says, great. Ron Seffert joins us. Says, hi, everyone.
Linda.
Barbara Brands is here. Hey, John and Jackie.
Hey, Barbara.
And Lynn Husbands has joined us. Says, if everyone had the incredible positive attitude you both have, the world would be so much better.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. We may all be a little depressed after seeing this paint. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I don't want to make too much about it but it's I don't normally show, like, you know, this is like the early stuff, so, you know.
Well, and Kylie joins us, says, hey guys, so awesome. I'm looking forward to tonight's show.
Hey, Kylie.
Nancy's joined us, says, hey there.
Hey, Nancy.
Barbara is excited, and Laura Brown joins us, says, hello, I love your stuff, hun.
Oh, well, thanks
you so much. Thanks for joining us. I think I am excited about this show because I've been wanting to do this for a while, and I cannot believe you agreed to it. Well, I mean, you thought of the idea, so
Yeah, it's a little nutty, but
I think what you should do is explain how your process began in the beginning. Like what was your mentality, and like how did you create lines and understand how you were laying the paint down?
No, that's a great idea, you guys. And what I want to say is really to you guys that are watching right now, because we chat every week, and it's so much fun, and I look forward to that so much. I really, really do, and Jackie does as well. But the idea of me making art every day, like to help make my life better and to connect with people, that's what I had in the beginning. That's what I wanted to do, make art every day, just make my life better. Very depressed, very angry in the beginning.
So it was a therapy
connect
for
with
you.
People. Well, and it's led me to making art every day and making my life better and to connecting with people. And it's all thanks to you guys. So I want to thank you guys so much for that, because that's what it started out to do. I never thought that it would actually work, but it has, and it's thanks to you guys. I mean, honest to goodness, I'm so thankful for anyone that's ever seen a painting of mine that has not like run the other way. So thank you guys so much.
Thanks for sticking around through the hot mess that is us.
And I'm sorry, sweetheart. I was in an emotional moment. You were saying something. What is it?
It was emotional. No, I was just saying painting was your therapy at the time, and then
still is.
I would say it still is. I know there's times that I tell you to go paint because it's all crazy.
Heck yeah, and honestly, it's still my therapy. For sure, and yeah.
Well, my mom joins us, says, "Hey guys." Hey. And Lauren says, "My kind of girl, wine all the way." Oh yeah, I'm just it's
oh my goodness, there we go.
As my kid would call it, it's mom juice. Gregory Marks Wheels has joined us. He says, "I loved watching your work over the years and always have your painting of me with my brother. He loves it, and I as well."
Oh, Wheels, man.
He's been.
You need to come back to Denton one of these days. So
I know.
Maybe after COVID, because right now getting a group together to hang out is a no-no and next to impossible. But man, it would be, if you ever come back in town, you got to let everybody know, because I think a big part of Denton would be very excited that you're rolling back in town, man.
Heck yeah, and he was a big. In fact, there's some particular paintings of yours that remind me of him, because he was right around the beginning of when you were painting.
Yeah.
He was the one that got you up in front of a crowd.
Oh gosh, yeah, I feel bad. I'm gonna tell the story. This is a night of very embarrassing things for me, guys. So. And
it's all Wheels' fault.
Yeah, Wheels. Wheels is I don't know if you're still doing this anymore, buddy, but Wheels in Denton, he promoted bands and art shows and different things, and really, really nice guy, really cool guy. And I never met anybody that didn't like Mark, but he's just an awesome guy. And they call him Wheels because he's in a wheelchair, so he's just super cool. He makes some cool art with t-shirts and stuff with wheelchairs. I don't know, but I won't get into that. But he had this art show, and he asked if I would put some art in it, and it was so cool. And so I did. This is in the very, very beginning, and I could not speak to a crowd. I was so shy at the time. I'd never spoken in front of a crowd. And then Will's this really, really nice guy was like, "Hey, John, why don't you get up and say a few words?" And I was like, "Screw you, man. Screw you." And the horse you rode in on or whatever. It's I don't know. There's probably some more choice words and stuff. And then...
Luckily, you were a few beers into the evening.
So gosh. I probably would have fainted if I hadn't been. Cause
and now you do public speaking for a living.
I know.
You're a motivational speaker. So it's
thanks to Will's, because... Yeah. That I had never really gotten up in front of the crowd except in speech class, and then Wills was like, "Hey, you should try that." And then since then, I've been on TV in front of millions, I've been on different shows and all that. But the trick is that I'm usually not talking about myself. I'm talking about art, or I'm talking about disability awareness. So it's not about me. So it doesn't really affect me. It's I'm really excited about this stuff that I'm talking about. But Wills was the first person that actually gave me the prompt to do that, and so thank you. And that's what I mean, the people that I've connected with over the years, in the last 18 years, have made me into such a better person, it just made me grow so much, and it's funny because, I started showing my art and stuff, but one of the things that I always loved about that was, and I never really cared if somebody could afford to buy something. Like that wasn't the thing. It was like getting to meet people and connect with people, because if somebody liked an image of mine, whether whether they could afford a print or anything, it never entered the question. It was that I was able to make this connection with somebody, and we connected on a really, on a very real level. Because it was funny, like if somebody likes a painting of mine, I've never had an instance where like we were hanging out and we just felt like we'd known each other. It's funny. It's just, I don't know. I try to put a lot of myself on the artwork, and it seems like when people connect, it's like on a, I don't know, like a different level. I don't know. I sound funny saying it, so I don't know. It's like, I don't know. Maybe
he says, love you, LOL, and very proud of you, man. So,
well, thank you. Screw you, man, for making me do that.
Okay, and Nancy says, hey John, if painting is therapeutic, then I have a couple of sessions I'll pay for. Sessions meaning paintings, because she is on the commission list, and I feel like I should bump her up.
I love you, Nancy and Bill, man. It always get weird when I think about that stuff. That's always, but what I'm looking forward to is all this COVID stuff being over, and us all being able to hang out and maybe throw like a wine party or something, a wine tasting. Get you and Bill and whoever, all of us, all the regulars that can make it.
Yeah, well, she's coming in this weekend, so I'm excited to see you, Nance. I can't wait.
Oh yeah.
And
she's gonna make you run 1 million miles.
She's gonna make me run a 10K.
Yeah.
Barbara says, you shouldn't be nervous. We are all just the family you chose. We are all so proud of the person you have become. You could have given up and you didn't. So,
well, thank you,
Barbara. That's
well,
really
thank
sweet.
you, Barbara. That's so sweet. I expect nothing less sweet from you. You're so kind. Well, I wonder if I should show a painting really quick, because I feel like I've been...
Well, yeah, let me say really fast. My mom said, never get tired of watching you and hearing you talk about your art. And she says hi to Wheels. And Laia, I might be mispronouncing that, says, I just discovered about you. So happy, John. You're amazing. God bless you and your family.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us. And Christy is with us and says, hey guys. Brooke is joining us and says, hi.
Hey, Bristy. And hey, Bristy. It's
crazy.
Hey, you guys are now conjoined. Sorry.
We're going to give the whole comment feed is just going to be one giant name.
Yeah. Bristy, just you run. Barbara.
And Lauren Brown says, I am down. So.
Awesome. Well, Christy, I'm starting the diet. I know we talked about this a few weeks ago, but I decided that I won't start until the mural is done, because the mural has been real. It's been wonderful, but it's been trying to make it. I mean, it's I don't know. We're working on something that it's a little bit. It is, and but it's been so great. But it's been pushing me like the limits. But we've had extra time. Like it would have been done way before if we needed to, but because we got extra time because of COVID. We've been able to live with it a little bit, and that's been fun. Anyway, I'm sorry, I'm going on.
Well, and in fact, I'm in a different spot. I'm back in the old spot I was filming in, because the mural is officially done being painted, and we had to bring it in and stack it it in the studio. So it is on the stage that was always behind me, and so it's stacked over there. And now we're in the process of cleaning it, varnishing it, sealing everything. So it's taking up half the studio. It's a little nuts.
And it could have been done weeks and weeks ago, honestly. But because of COVID and everything being delayed, we made the choice to spread it out a little bit, because we were waiting for the best weather to do it, like the humidity and everything. So which was nice, because it just gave us a chance to be able to pick and choose whenever we were working on it. So that stretched out the working time.
Yeah, at least
it could have been very much condensed, and all I would have been working on is a mural and nothing else. But,
and at least it wasn't like when we did murals in Dallas in the summer, and we had to be there at like 7 a.m. because work till 1 because after 1 the sun hit like was on the other side of the wall and you'd instantly melt. Like it was ridiculous. So it was nice to at least be able to do it in our backyard at our pace. That was nice.
Yeah, that was nice. Being able to pick the weather and the times that you're doing it. So whenever it felt like it was 115, literally felt like it was 115, you can wait until nighttime. Because I don't need the light to paint, so I can wait till nighttime and start painting. And paint, for however many hours. I mean, anyway, I want to show some old paintings, and and
let's do this.
So these paintings were never meant to be seen.
So let's show them to the world.
Yeah, so I'm going to show them, and I preface that too because they're probably a little bit dirty. They've been in my studio for 18 years.
They've been stacked upon stacked.
They were in a show. I should say, or some of them were in a show.
Yeah, they probably all were at some point.
Some of the first one I ever did was never been shown. And it's never been. I mean, I know.
Are you about to show it?
I know it. Well, I know it for a fact because it was never had a mat made for it.
Oh, it's been in a show, honey. Because some of the mats fell apart and I took the mats off.
Oh.
So all of
this.
It's
been in one show. That's what I meant to say.
It was probably in the Union show in 2005.
Oh, in college. Oh, okay.
So let's do this.
All right. So this isn't my first painting. The first painting that I want to show you guys is because of my book, and whenever I give talks, the first drawing I did was of this little wooden Buddha that I had. And it was because it was something that I could feel and I could touch. And I've been practicing drawing for quite a while, doing shapes like circles, triangles, squares, all these sorts of things. And I had this antique table. And on the table was this little wooden Buddha. It was something that I could touch and feel. And the table I really knew, because I for years and years and years, the table had been there. And that little wooden Buddha was a gift. So something I could feel. So this isn't my first painting. This is my third, I think.
Wait, okay. Oh, I got you.
So this is my third painting, and so we'll do a countdown. But and I have some other stuff to show you. And I also have Jackie's favorite painting. We have some other stuff to show you that's a little willy-nilly and kind of fun. But okay, so I'm just going to show you.
Just put it on there.
This is the third painting that I did. It's a Buddha. So I should probably take my hand away. Sorry. This is not down here. I want to say this is not 666.
I forgot about that.
It is not an ode to the devil. On this antique table that I had, it had all these little swirly cues and stuff in it, and that's what I was trying to recreate. At the time, I could not blend colors. I could not mix colors. And so for me, this was a very high level painting. There's red up here, there's brown, there's black. They're not mixed, but I had the red over the brown, and it was like, ooh, I'm really going crazy now. If I put a color on top of a color. And I was sweating bullets. I mean, I cannot tell you how many weeks it took me to do this, because at the time, what you can't see probably on the camera is that there's raised lines all over here. Every drawing, everything you see is patterned out in these thick raised lines. So I can feel them, and I can also feel that not all the canvas is covered. There's little holes in places. Like, I don't know if you can tell on the camera.
Really?
Yeah, it's rough. Like there's little pockets.
That's cool.
But my sense of touch over the last 18 years, I can almost count the threads in blue jeans at the point now. Back then, I could hardly tell the letter A in Braille, because I was learning. Finally by this time I could read Braille very slowly. But so I was doing okay. But this is the height of what I could do. But when I was sighted, guys, I could do a very detailed drawing of a person's face.
That's true. We've when we were cleaning out the shed a while back, and I was pulling out old notepads I had never seen before of yours and sketch pads, and there were hyper realistic birds drawn out, and I was. And surprisingly,
that stuff lasted because I threw everything away when I was drawing, because drawing when I was sighted, drawing was just for me. It was just for me to pass the time, and usually I did it at work. If I had time to kill, I shouldn't say that, but if I got all my work done and I was just sort of there and nothing's happening, I'm waiting for a phone call, I would draw. But then, I would just throw it away. I would constantly throw it away. It wasn't anything for me to keep. So anyway, this is that, guys. So this is Buddha. He's a little happy Buddha. It is not an ode to the devil.
I love this painting. Well, let me say really fast. Ron Captain, he said, it's speaking of the watercolor that he has, it's great. The watercolor, it's great, and they're blessed to have it. Well,
oh, thank you, Ron.
We appreciate the support over the
You guys
years.
are so awesome.
And Lauren Brown said about hanging out, she was getting back together and drinking. She's down. And then Brooke said, I saw that side glance from me, speaking about the mural. Yes, well, you know how this...
Oh, Brooke, I have a sketch here of you on Western Hirajuku.
Oh, cool.
Later,
that's a good one.
that I want to show. Brooke's an old friend. She's probably my and you are my oldest friend, I think. And then she's actually the person that introduced me to Jackie. So.
She was on the show like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. So check back 2 weeks ago and you'll see Brooke.
She says, has it really been 18 years? Wow, you don't freaking age, guys. I remember when you first started all this. What an adventure we have had. Greyhound to Mexico again.
Oh my word!
No, I'm not going. I'm not going to Mexico with you on the bus again.
Yeah, I got some gray in my beard.
It all depends on who you're dating. I will say that.
I have some gray in my beard. I think it's all from the Greyhound bus to Mexico.
The 11-hour road trip to Mexico.
And the 6-hour joke. But let me.
Anyway.
Do you guys want to see another one?
Yeah. Well, Patricia Ellis has joined us in this waving hello, and Joe Virgil has joined us in this waving hello.
Well, hi guys.
So
Thank you
awesome.
so much for joining us.
So
okay, so behind this is another one.
Yeah, this is pretty trippy.
This
is a trippy
I'm sorry.
one.
I think I just hit the camera. Oh, okay.
Oh, you just.
Okay, here we go. So sorry guys. This is a class act operation here. So anyway, okay, I'm gonna hold it. So anyway, this is a terrible painting.
No, it's not terrible. It's called. This painting was called Red Stockings.
Oh.
And it is pretty dark and weird.
Yeah. So guys, when I first started painting, I was very angry. I was very.
Sorry.
I felt bad about losing my eyesight, and when I first started painting, I could only paint in 3 colors: white, black, and red. I went to the art store, and I know I've written about this in the book. I've written about this, and I've talked to all kinds of places about it. It was red, white, and black, and that's what you see here. This is like the second painting I think that I did. What you see here, like this black here, is my idea of a shadow at the time. It's me trying to do a shadow, but I couldn't do blending, and I couldn't do any kind of shading or anything like that. So this was like rocket science to me at the time, and I was literally sweating bullets when I would try to paint something like this, because it was all about the textures, like trying to mix a texture for a dark gray through touch, and then trying to mix a texture for a light gray through touch, and keeping it the same, so that if I'm mixing it over here, then I'm mixing it the same over here, and then it's exactly the same. And that was at the time it was just like I would just get headaches, and I would paint like 16 hours a day. I was working on 8 hours working. Oh gosh, these teeth! I remember these teeth. These teeth were awful.
Teeth were a thing for you. Like it took some practice with teeth. I do remember that.
And also I did want it to look kind of grisly, so like the it's kind of bony fingers you can feel, or you can see, I guess, up here, and I kind of wanted that because I wanted somebody that looked like they were at their wits' end.
Kind of like you?
Yeah. This is a calf.
Well, Jackie Lanebees has joined us and says, "Go Mean Green peeps."
Hey, go
Mean Green. What's up?
All right, so let me show you the first painting that I ever did.
Oh gosh.
This is after doing the drawings and stuff and all that, like, and really trying to get my drawings down. And I wanted to do something, and the name of the painting, which I just briefly showed, but it's called 10 Eyes, because I was very angry of losing my eyes, and I thought, well, but I'd spent a year of learning how to use your hands to do everything else, to use your hands to be able to travel with, to eat with, to cook with, to do everything. So I thought, I don't have just 2 eyes anymore, I have 10 eyes. So that's where this is coming from.
Look at you being positive.
Yeah, so this is still 3 colors, black, white, and red. And this is me.
You know what's funny is that this. Okay.
And I'm not throwing gang signs. I was trying to show all of my fingers.
You should get rid of the camera, our cameras, real fast. Yeah.
West.
Represent.
But so at the time, and if you were here and filming this, all of this is oil paint. when I first started, the first 7 years was all oil paint. So you can really feel it. Like, and I had a texture going back here, and I was like, ooh, I'm super fancy. I got a texture. I mean, it's funny because I remember doing this. I could feel the brush strokes. And I remember doing it. I remember thinking while I was doing it, like in this finger here, and it being so wide, but it was just as best as I could do. You could tell on the finger, like on the fingernails, I was trying to do like a highlight and a shadow and stuff, but I didn't know how to do that yet. So over the years, it's a lot of reading, it's a lot of trial and error, it's a lot of listening to other artists and how they tackle problems. But I couldn't blend, I couldn't mix colors, I couldn't shade. So every color has its own spot. And I wasn't very good at mixing colors too, because you can feel in here, like I can feel, because it's oil paint. The cadmium red, it's more slick in places, and then it gets different, which means I was trying to mix some of that black in there and darken it a bit.
And one thing I will say about this, that I love this painting, even though, the hands are awkward and all that fun stuff, but I love this painting, and it actually looks like, not to date us or make you sound old or anything, but it looks like you 15 or 18 years ago without your glasses on.
Wow. Did I have one black eye all the time?
No, because I know that's shadow. But
I know.
But it has you with blue eyes, which is not accurate at all.
I have blue eyes.
You do not have blue eyes, honey. You don't.
It used to be on my driver's license.
Not
so it's got to be legit.
No, it's not on your driver's license anymore. So this is like how when I met you, that your hair was like
I don't have a driver's
short,
license.
and I know, but even in your ID,
just give me the blue eyes.
You do have blue eyes.
not compared to you, but I don't think an Arctic glacier has blue eyes like yours.
You have hazel eyes. This has been
hazel.
A marital argument since
the
day we met. You do not have blue eyes.
Nah, they're probably not blue, but
they're hazel.
They used to be. But I used to have like white hair when I was a kid. Really blue eyes and white hair.
Yeah.
And I swear, and so did my cousin Brad. And then my hair got darker, and I swear that I don't know if eyes can change, but like you look at like pictures of us as kids, and we're both these white-haired, blue-eyed kids, and then. Well, I'm starting to get white hair again.
my brother had white hair and everything, and look at him now. He's completely dark haired and everything's changed.
Whatever, your brother's white haired. I said it, Andy.
He's silver.
He's going gray
now.
A little.
But anyway, Kylie Sykes says, had you already lost your eyesight completely at this point?
Oh yeah. I didn't start painting until a year after the complete sight loss. So I lost the last bit of my vision in 2001, and then that's when I started learning cane training. I started cane training and all that, but right before the vision was completely gone. I think my vision was at 20 over 400, which 20 over 200 is legally blind. Sorry, I got hiccups. 20 over 200 is legally blind, and then I think I started cane training and all when I was 20 over 400. Because it was dropping really quickly, and then about 2 months later, it was like 20 over 800, and then a month or two later after that, they couldn't measure it anymore. But when it was over 20 over 400, I started cane training. I started learning all that stuff, which is good. It's good to start when you have some vision, and then, but then though, the rest of the eyesight went, which was about this time in 2001. And then this time of year, and then it was almost exactly a year later, after doing a year of O&M, which is orientation mobility training with canes, and all the sort of training, JAWS, Braille, everything that I could.
Well, Ron Captain says for first painting that is awesome.
Oh, thank you.
I agree.
Well,
I think
thanks, guys.
Heck, man, I don't know if I could get. See, this honestly is the painting that makes me think of Wheels, because I remember vividly this one being up at a show we did with him, and I want to say that he really dug this one, like this one he asked about or something. I can't remember, but I always think of Wheels when I see this painting. Yeah,
and this for me, it was another kind of, it was a hard one because at the time, because you have a certain pattern, but I want it to be a handicap symbol. For people with disabilities, but I want it to be a little like So this is me trying to give it kind of a fiery sort of feel to it.
Well, Nancy asked, what is the scroll work on the side of the other painting? Like, what was that scroll work you did?
Kalis would know. No, I'm just kidding. It's very Klingon. No, it's I don't know what the heck I was thinking. To be honest, I wanted something that seemed different, like in a way, almost like a tribe.
Yeah.
Or something, but I just knew that it needed another element there. Like, see, I got all fancy, and I put a shape behind it, which is really, it's a good element like for painting and all. And is like if you're doing a drawing, if you want to make the drawing pop off the paper or the canvas, put an element, put like a rectangle or a square or something behind it, and it'll lift it off. And that way I got this, but then I needed something a little heavier over here, and I didn't want writing. But I wanted something that gave you the idea of writing or meaning, that's giving some sort of information.
I dig it. I think it's cool.
So that's all it really is. And a lot of my early things, like for wine bottles and stuff, I made a point of not writing on them. I would make like squiggle. I don't know why, but I try to have my reasons. But
oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, there's always like symbols and stuff.
Yeah. Well, Brooke says using giant dry erase boards to write. That was insane. Remember that?
Oh yeah. When I was losing my eyesight, I had in my rooms and stuff, like I covered the walls in dry erase boards so that when I was trying to write stories, because at first I could read things really small and then they'd get bigger and bigger and bigger, and that way I could write out a sentence. But if I had to fill the entire wall with a sentence, I could, and then it got to the point where I couldn't use that anymore, and I ended up getting like a projection TV at the time, but that only helped for a little while, and then my vision degraded to the point where.
Yeah, I remember when we first met.
I still had the TV and everything.
Yeah, you had the enormous TV, and it was like the projection TV, so it was like a huge TV, tube style almost. And I remember when we first met, you took a picture of me and you tried to blow it up really, really, really big on the TV and get like within an inch of it to see what I look like. But at that point, it was still pretty like difficult. You weren't able to make out a lot and all that. But man,
yeah,
it's been a while.
It has. So let me show you. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I'm gonna say really fast. Kate Rhodes said, "Were you an albino baby?" LOL. Speaking of having blonde hair, and we still love you though.
That's for sure.
And then Joe Virgil says, "I still have one of your posters from the Texas Governor's Office contest, the cowboy on a horse at sunset. Awesome. I remember that very well."
Oh my goodness! Yeah.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah, they've selected me twice. Like every the governor's office will select like a piece of art to go on the a poster for people with disabilities. But once they select an artist, there's like a 5-year wait or something before they can select the same artist again. So I've done it more than once. That's so cool that you have that.
And Jordana
Thank you.
Q, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, joins us and says, "Is this a painting you mentioned in your book?"
This one here?
I don't know if it's that particular one, but I don't think you mentioned. Gosh, I haven't read the book in so long, but if anything, you just glossed over those. But at the point you wrote your book, all the images that were in it were advanced paintings that you had done.
I talked about Pops, right?
Yeah, surely.
Yeah, I have so we have that in a minute. So I want to show this. Is this showing up well, or?
I'm sorry, what?
Is this showing up well, or?
Yeah, well, it's a little high.
Is it? Here, let me see if I can change that. It's a little high.
Well, I mean, it's a little tall. Like, you need to bring it down. Like the painting is tall. Like I don't see the top of it.
Okay, there. I was trying to see if I could zoom out on the camera, but I can't. So let me see. Is that better?
Yes.
Okay, so this isn't one of my very first paintings, but when I first started painting, I was very angry. So you can tell that like these are faces, and this is almost like a blood splatter over here. So very angry. I never thought anybody would ever see paintings of mine. I was not in a happy place. So, it's just, it's almost like scary faces, that, because I just felt like, honestly, with the epilepsy and the painting, in the blindness, I always felt like there was this monster always in the dark that was trying to come out and get me. It was like this thief that was always stealing my time. Just any moment I could have a seizure, and then with the blindness, it just seemed like everything was just out to ravage you and take you down. And that's the way I felt at the time. So a lot of my paintings were darker. And like these other paintings that I just showed you, they're like the dark reds, the blacks. There's no really bright cherry colors in it. Because I hadn't been healed enough for that,
Yep.
Yeah.
It's dark, man.
I'm telling you.
Well, Wheels says, love the handicap symbol. I should explore doing something with that. LOL.
Oh, yeah, man.
You want the digital image, send us an email. I'll send it to you.
I'm still here.
And Brooke said she said that dang TV always getting in the way of my dancing.
Yeah.
So, when John had an apartment, and we used to have parties there quite a bit, and the TV was so big, it took up like at least a third of the living room, and it was sat on the floor, it was so big, and we would put music on and be partying and dancing, and inevitably somebody bumped into the TV, or it was sketchy for a moment, but yeah, that dang TV.
Yeah, it was back when you had a projection TV, and it wasn't like a thin TV. There were the really thick ones and stuff.
It was crazy. And Cassie says, I'm amazed how good these are when you were just starting out. And then Linda said, so glad you were able to use art to get out of the dark times.
Thank you so much. Well, I want to show you guys some drawings that I did of Jack when he was a baby. And one of the things, and this is one of the reasons why we hit like doing workshops so hard, and why we work with so many people with visual impairments, because you see on TV and movies and stuff about, like somebody loses their eyesight and they feel a face, they know what it looks like. That's not really true. There's techniques you can learn, but they're not really out there. That much. But using art though, and being able to break down a composition into sections and stuff, you can do that. So. And I, whenever Jack was born, I was able to feel his face moments after he was born and see what he looked like. At the time, it wasn't as detailed as I am now because you have years of practice, so I'm 12 years better at it now than I was then. But I could feel his face and actually know what he looked like. So this is one of the first drawings that I did of him. And I don't know if it's on. Is it on there?
Yeah, it's on there. It's super cute.
So it's a raised line drawing. So you can touch this and feel it. So it's Jack as a baby. But whenever he was born, this is what I could feel moments after he was born. While he still had his umbilical cord before I cut it, I could see his face. But it occurred to me that I don't know if there were really any other visually impaired people in history that were able to do that. So I thought this way of seeing and understanding is really important. We should get it out there. Here, let me show you guys. So what I did. Sorry. Okay, I'm back. So. One of the things I did tons of these drawings of Jack. So,
okay, this is my pride and joy.
Yeah. Oh, is it? I stole it out of the bedroom.
I love this.
So this is the drawing that I did that I just showed you. Okay, this is one that I did for the painting. So this is under glass, but it's actually a raised line drawing, just like this one, but it's a little more in depth. Then I took it to be able to do a painting of Jackson. So this is Jack when he was a baby. So those other paintings that I'd shown you.
So show the drawing. Go, scoot it over and show the drawing. Or hold the whole thing up to the camera.
Okay, I'm trying. I got a microphone. Sorry. Is this good?
Yeah. So this paint. I just want to give context to this. I
want to be a part of this.
you can take it down. I just wanted people to see it a little bit up close. This framed thing hangs in our bedroom. And when John was first starting watercolors, because he was trying to transition away from oils and he was the stay-at-home dad. I was working full-time at the university, and he was stay-at-home, so he had to kind of scramble and paint in the living room while the kid is, squirming around. I don't even know. He was the stay-at-home dad. So one of the solutions was to try watercolors because you can kind of have a smaller space to work at and everything. But
and the poisonous stuff
so
oil paints. I didn't want because I already messed up our dog. I mean, the dog was fine, but it got paint all over it constantly. The little white dog, and I was afraid I would do that with the baby. I mean, Anne never had a problem, like she never got poisoned or anything like that. But I was afraid of the baby because getting oil paint on the baby.
Yeah, so John would do the raised line drawing, and this is so amazing to me. John would do the raised line drawing, and then he would place the raised line drawing under the watercolor paper, and then feel through the watercolor paper, just see if there was a little ridge, and then paint the watercolor. So that painting of Jack is what he painted over the drawing, and I was able to matte both and put them in the same frame. So that's I have like there's top 5 of John's paintings, and that's definitely up there.
Thank you. Yeah, it was definitely different but one thing that Jack did is because I was always working with the oil paints, he pushed me into other types of paint that weren't as toxic, and that's what got me into watercolor and acrylic, which is why my painting really exploded, like in complexity, was because I got into acrylics thanks to Jack, and that made it where the paint dried so much quicker, and all these different mediums that I can play around with. So like my painting was growing a little bit, then hit that thing where I could actually have all these mediums and it dried quicker, and then it went from me taking a month to do a painting to being able to do a painting in a day or two. It was just it's like oh look, here's Brooke.
Oh yeah, that's
this is it's a raised line drawing. This is Brooke's face in Western Harajuku.
I should have had this painting up. Like I could have put it. I could have given you an image. Let me say really fast. Barbara Brand says "aw" about the Jack painting, and Ron Separate says amazing, and then Nancy says freaking that was the one in your office that freaked me out. That John got those eyes of Jack.
That's funny.
So yes, that painting painting was in my office, right above me the whole time. So yeah, that was great.
I got a funny painting to show you.
And then Brooke says, "Oil your chair, babe."
I know, it's so squeaky. I'm so sorry. I used to have a friend named Adam, and he was just this really built guy. It was huge. So like, if you were out somewhere having drinks with Adam, like everybody might have a mug of beer, and then Adam, you would think he's holding a mug of beer. He was just this huge, like Thor-like guy, but it was a pitcher. But with his frame, it looked like it was a mug of beer until he set it down, and suddenly it was like a pitcher, and you're like, oh my goodness.
That's funny.
He hasn't been walking around with a mug of beer. He's been walking around with a pitcher of beer. It's just for his, proportionate, it worked. But anyway, so this is a this is a picture. But okay, here's the funny part.
Why is your signature?
Look at where I signed it. No, I wasn't thinking when I signed it. So it's all a raised line drawing. So I was getting into color and the color. Look where I signed it. It's ridiculous.
Why would you?
I wasn't even thinking. Well, see, because I signed it there because if I signed it over here, it would be going across the lines. If I signed it over here, it would be going across the lines. So I thought if I ever wanted to frame it, I didn't want to miss. I just had to sign it in the middle.
I have never seen this painting. I have never seen this painting.
It's probably because of where I signed it.
I've never seen that painting.
I have tons of paintings over there you may have never seen.
That's insane. That's insane because I'm the one that cleans the studio every 6 months.
Oh, these things have been put away for years. Oh, you know what? I'm sorry about the squeaking, guys. Okay. By the way, I know. I have some other things. I have some paper doll things. I made a mid-lake.
Oh yeah.
And stuff to show, but I know we have the first painting that I ever sold.
Okay, cool. This is a good one.
And so let me show.
All the Denton peeps out there should appreciate this.
Yeah.
Denton blues.
So this is still at a time when I could not mix colors really. I mean, I couldn't blend colors or shading. But this is Pops Carter, and so I met him and felt his face. And this guy, he is a blues legend. In Denton, it's funny. Like if you were in college and you went to a party, and it was a party that lasted till 3 or 4. Most likely,
he'd show up.
This 70-year-old man would come wandering through with his entourage,
yeah.
This blues player, and all like,
I mean, and he wouldn't like come in. He didn't have to play. He just walked in with his entourage, and everybody was like, "Oh my god,
let's pop some!"
Yeah, it
And
was a thing.
he was such a neat guy, and I remember whenever we threw a party and Pops showed up, we were like, oh, "We've made it!"
Yeah, you made it, and then if Pops Carter showed up to your parties, that's hilarious.
He was so cool, and it was the first like setting like that I ever did, where you go and you meet somebody and you. I mean, I've done like settings and stuff, but this was like a legit sort of art kind of setting. And then we met him at a place called Moe's Tavern, and
well, not.
It wasn't Moe's then.
No. Oh wait, did you feel his face at that place? It wasn't Moe's. It was called Mother's because it was
Mother's. That's it.
It was a biker bar because I rode a motorcycle at the time.
Yeah.
And we would go to the biker bars.
Yeah, and so we went to this biker bar to meet Pops, and he's there, and then his girlfriend is there, and he's got his crazy pit bulls that are running all over the place, like, and they are nuts, and it was just a really weird kind of time and all, but it was so great, and this was actually the first painting that I sold. I probably shouldn't say who I sold it to.
Well, I mean,
does it matter?
I don't know. I don't think it matters.
TJ. So
okay, so the owner of TJ's, which was an old bar / pizza joint in Denton, which still exists, but now it's more pizza because of times change. But, I mean, the funny part about how you sold this, if you want to tell everybody.
Yeah. So when I sold it, so the painting it was half bar tab and half cash, whatever for it. But we hung out at TJ's all the time.
Yeah.
So it was like, it was like cash in the pocket anyway.
It would... Man, it was awesome because we would just go to the bar. We didn't have to have, and we were in college. Well, sort of. You were just out of college, and if we didn't have any money, we were like, we don't need any money. We just go to TJ's and tell them to put it on your tab, and you had a massive tab there because of the selling of this painting. It was crazy.
Yeah, it was good days, good times.
But yeah, it was the owner. His name was Tim.
And it's great for like an artist because you got cash in your pocket, but then also, having like that tab and stuff there, because you could go there and have pizza, you could eat, you could get drinks while you're working on your art and stuff, so like you had your food and beverage covered. Sorry. And then, and then my early paintings, it was like, I didn't really expect to make a living at art. It wasn't the idea. So if somebody, if I did a show or something and somebody wanted to buy a painting, I would look and say, oh, how much is my utility bill? Or how much is this or something? But
well, Amelia's joined us and did LMAO. She thought it was funny what we were talking about earlier. Brooke says, I totally have a story to tell you guys later about where the Pops painting is, which I'm curious to hear what she says, because what I heard through the grapevine, and this could be totally untrue, I don't know, because, you literally sold this painting to him in 2006 maybe.
Well, I know part of that painting's history.
Well, I know. So yes. So there was a dispute, and through the grapevine we heard it was hung at House of Blues for a while. I don't know what the current. Maybe Brooke knows because she actually hangs out at the new bar that the guy owns, or she used to. I don't know if she still does. But and then she has a lovely story about Pops, and yeah. And then Barbara says, well. Anyway, I'll let them discuss that on the chat. But anyway, so go on to the next painting.
Go, let's see. So,
oh, okay, this is another Dentonite good one.
Which one is this?
Midlight.
Oh, Midlight. Okay, oh, good. I have this pulled up. So this is a painting I did of a band from Denton, and they got pretty big in Europe. They're really, really nice guys.
I love their music.
Yeah, their music. Especially that first album is one of my favorite. They're so great. They're so nice. And actually they owned I don't know if they still do, but they used to own
they own quite a few. They're like mutual investors in restaurants in Denton, and they mutually own bars here.
Yeah,
but
it starts with a P.
Pascal's.
Thank you. But they are so nice though. And so it's kind of weird because I wasn't used to doing sittings and stuff with people that much, but I went out and did sittings. And you can tell, so what I have here is a bunch of Midlight
this is so
paper dolls, and you didn't even realize I had this, did you?
I cannot believe you still have these.
So what this is, they're the raised drawings of the people, because I did we met at a club somewhere or something, and I felt them, and then I went home and I did drawings, but I did not know how to do like the composition. Like I knew I wanted to show them all equally, which is why like in the painting they're all there because I didn't want one to overshine another one, and I wanted different colors. Like I wanted a different palette for each one. Because each one had a different sound, they played a different instrument, they had a different feel, different emotional quality when you met them, and all that. So I would go about, maybe this one should be in front of the other. Maybe this guy should be standing here. This guy is in a tuxedo.
That's like a lot of work to do paper dolls.
Well, I wasn't sure. Like, maybe they're all over here. Maybe I'd watched too much of Monty Python. I was like,
well, Brooke says, love the Mid-Lake one.
So anyway, if anybody wants to play with some Mid-Lake paper dolls, come by the studio. I've also got a scary one.
Who is that?
That's just me having a bad day, I think.
Oh, well, that is scary.
But the reason it's scary, if it looks scary, is because of the angles, which is something I want to put into an emotional sort of like how to paint your way to a better day kind of thing. So,
that's cool.
And then I've got some. Let me see, guys. I know I'm getting late on time. Let me show you a more recent one. This is one. The first time that I was involved, and sorry for the squeaking. When I went to Brazil to paint the mural, this is actually a painting that I did live on TV when I was over there, either in Sao Paulo or Rio de Janeiro. So I think I did this.
Yeah, you had to like paint something really fast on live TV. I remember you calling me that day, and you're like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, oh my gosh, this is crazy. It was like, so I painted this on camera over there for some TV station. I can't remember. And then I worked on other things. Oh yeah, we went and saw the big statue. So I went and I painted that, which was awesome.
Very cool. But I should say you felt like a little figurine of it, right?
Oh yeah. We went to the base of it. The thing is so huge, you couldn't feel this.
Yeah.
I mean, I felt. Believe me, you can find. I felt so many
figurines.
Oh my goodness. I felt ones that carved out of the same rock. Ones made out of plastic.
Cool.
Ones out of other kinds of rock. Tons of them. Those are cool. But let me show you this really quick. So I'm experimenting a lot. I'm trying different things. So I was working with watercolor.
That's pretty.
I wanted to do this. So this is just. I'm always experimenting. It's like a cityscape, but with the colors running down.
That's nice.
Then I was playing with gouache. So this is after like my son, after doing the watercolors, I learned a little bit. So I started working with the watercolor with gouache because gouache is thick and you can draw a little bit and feel it.
Well, Brooke says my mom is still sad you sold that one, the Harajuku one, but she has your Charlie Chaplin now, so she'll live.
No, that's. Well, I just have and this is the last thing I have over here to show, and then we have a couple more pictures, but these are actually some paintings I did of a mural. It's like one of the first mural that we did in Dallas, so it's my second mural. So the first mural that any visually impaired person did was in New York. That's what I did in New York, and then the second one was in Dallas, and these were like sketches, paintings that I came out for them. So all these figures are on that mural. All the things. So it's just like me trying to work stuff out in the studio.
Yeah, that's pretty cool that they exist. It's the sketches from that. That's pretty awesome.
Heck yeah, man.
And we would take it to the mural every day when we worked and feel
it.
Oh
yeah, that's why there's tape on them, why they're dirty. Because these like when I was actually working on the mural, I was working on this sax guy. I would so they're all like so I could feel them, but they have this tape on them because they were actually taped to the wall. So this guy, gosh, is he like 10 feet tall, something like that?
Yeah, probably.
So like it's like as I'm going up and down the ladder, I would take this and I would move them up and down. So I think, okay, I'm working on this part of it, and this part, and then so they're dirty. They've been on walls, in a mural site for days and days and days.
I still have the paint on them. I mean the tape. That's funny. Okay, so
I want to show your favorite painting.
Oh, okay, cool.
Are you ready?
We've talked about this before, so.
Voila.
Okay, so I wasn't able to show this on, like 2 shows ago, we got off topic about something and we were talking about what is my favorite painting that John has ever done, and this is my favorite painting. It's called Muse and you did this in like 2005, 2006.
It's before I could blend. I know that.
Yeah.
So I've known you longer than paint could be blended, at least by me.
Yeah, and so I just love this because it's like a somber. You weren't, you didn't feel necessary to like use skin colors appropriately. You were like, you're capturing an emotion.
I use skin colors inappropriately.
So this is my favorite. I mean, if it's not about Jack or something like that, or R2-D2, this is probably my favorite painting you've ever done. And it's funny because the people that own this painting own like 3 other paintings of me that you did, but you wouldn't know it's me. It's just like a woman of sorts, I mean.
Oh.
Yeah, it's the Turlingtons. They own this.
Oh, they're off there now.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah. Well, Brooke says.
You're a hottie, baby.
Yeah, there you go. Brooke says, and Jackie can now operate a boom lift. Speaking of doing murals,
True
I
that.
can add that to my resume.
Okay,
What's up?
Oh gosh.
And Nancy says, I want the sax guy.
Oh gosh, I gotta stand up, guys. Oh, I've been getting cramps. Oh.
Well, hey, can you want to go to the next picture and I'll talk about it?
It's so crazy. Like, it's funny. Like, I need to drink some Gatorade, but we've been out so much, like working on the mural and different things, that I just get random cramps. I need to like just have like a Gatorade in my hand all the time or something. I guess.
Okay, so
is this the one that you wouldn't tell me what it was?
Yes, I wouldn't tell you what this image is.
What is it?
Okay, let me give you some hints and see if you can guess.
Mystery painting.
Mystery
painting.
This
one I did though, right?
Yeah, of course. Okay. You painted this. Well, you might get this on this first hint. Well, I should say really fast. Amelie says, you make a good subject, Jackie. Thank you.
Oh, she does. A lot of paintings of Jackie, and they always sell really, really quick.
Just paintings of me everywhere.
Yeah, we should open a gallery called Just Jackie.
Just Jackie. Although we have quite a few of them in our house of me, the roller derby ones.
Well, yeah, but you wouldn't let me put those up.
Well,
which is good.
Yeah. And then and Barbara Brand says, I feel honored that you showed me these. So.
Oh, that's sweet, Barbara. Thank you.
So this painting, think wedding, our wedding. That's the first hint.
It's a painting I did of a wedding?
No, just think our wedding. You and me. Our wedding.
Oh, well, I mean, I did. Oh, I think I know. Okay, yeah. So I did a painting for the wedding.
Okay.
It's like a gift?
Yes.
So, okay. Is what this is? Is it the rose?
Yes.
Oh, the yellow rose.
Yeah, so, do you want to tell this?
Oh, you know what? You go ahead. I've been talking way too much. Everybody's probably tired of my voice.
So, in finding images for this show, I was going down memory lane, which you get just sucked into when you have like a folder called photos that dates back to like 2007. So this painting that you see is so when we got married in Vegas, but it wasn't like an elope situation. We invited the family for like a travel wedding.
Oh yeah, can I interject and just say?
Yeah.
The last place we wanted to get married was Vegas at first. Like, that was like the bottom of the list. I'm like, oh, that's silly. That's like a joke place to get a wedding. Genius. But then Jackie's family lives in New York and California, so they were all going to have to fly. And then it was like, well, good grief. And then the price of like just flowers for a wedding in Dallas was like the cost of like the hotel for like days or something. It was like some ridiculous amount that everybody... And we thought, well, good grief, we instead of just having like one afternoon where everybody's together, and I hadn't met a lot of her family in New York yet, so we thought, well, instead of just having a few hours where we're all stressed out and we're not even going to remember it anyway, like the people, why don't we go to Vegas where we could actually be there a week and actually hang out with people? And that turned out to be the best thing. Like, I got to know so much of her family, and we all just had fun, and it was just it just turned out to be a great thing.
A travel wedding
for us, it worked out.
I know. I mean, unless your heart is set on some sort of like in your hometown and one big day event, a travel wedding is the way to go, because you're forced to kind of consume your family for a period of time, and it was just brilliant. It was anyway. Well, let me say really fast. Ron Seffert says pickle juice will get rid of your cramps.
Oh, that's a good thought.
That is a really great idea.
I have olive juice. Oh, I think we have pickle juice there. Well, olive juice.
Well, I used to buy the pickle juice popsicles when I was for running, but
That's gross, but that makes sense.
Brooke says I kind of miss the crying baby / George Bush one. I swear it was freaking Bush. It's the one right behind you. That's funny. You showed that before.
Oh.
And
Angry
then
baby.
she wrote Klingons ? And Nancy wrote X-rated Circus du Soleil. Yes to all of that. If anybody knows what that means.
Oh, the rose. Should you?
Okay,
Do you want to say what happened to it, or?
Yeah. So whenever you get married, you give gifts out to people, or we felt inclined to give gifts out. People were, we really appreciated all the support and people coming out and all that. So
Yeah, we had 30 some odd friends and family fly to Vegas for our wedding.
Yeah, it was great. So our idea for a gift was John painted this big painting. This thing was probably like 30 by 30. It was a pretty big painting. And it wasn't on a canvas. Like it was still in the days where you were like stapling your canvas. And he painted a rose, and then what we did was this is going to be like blasphemy, but we cut the painting up into like sections, and then we took each little section of the painting and we put it with this sort of plaque that had a note on it that, said, thank you for being part of our love and blah, 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 all this fun stuff. And so everybody that attended the wedding got a piece of the painting. So in theory, anybody that was at the wedding, if they put their piece together, it would complete the wedding.
Yeah, and it had a print of the finished painting.
Yeah, and it had a yes, exactly.
And then the actual like a square of the canvas, and then you could fill the paint and the lines and everything on it.
Yeah.
So it's weird to destroy a painting, but on the other hand, though, if everyone at the wedding put their pieces together, it would recreate the painting. But we just wanted that memory.
Yeah, I thought. I mean, and I couldn't have. I honestly can't think of a better way to do it because that our wedding and that party that week of celebration is written in stone, and like everybody has their own memories of it, and we didn't even all have to hang out together every moment of the time, which was why Vegas was brilliant. But I think it really kind of encapsulates that moment in time. So I love that painting.
Yeah,
and it's funny that it just doesn't exist. Like the whole painting doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, which is brilliant because it was there for that moment, and then when that moment passed, everybody. But it's I think it was a hit though. People seem to enjoy getting the painting. I mean,
well, yeah. Speaking of hits, Sam is on the stream and she says, "I recognize this."
Hey, Sam.
Which is funny because we gave everybody one of these paintings or one of these plaque things. So Andy and Sam each got one. They're married, and they have a third one. I can't remember why they have a third one.
I think maybe we had some extras. Or something.
Maybe so. And so when we go to their house and stay the night, it's in the guest bedroom hung up. And so we, it's like flashback to...
Which is so great of them to still hang that. That's cool.
Well, Dee Dee has joined us and says, I missed y'all. And Barbara Brand says, I love the rose. So. Oh,
thank you. And missed you too. And I should say, like that week in Vegas was so much fun. And Jackie's family is so much fun. Our big sleep night, like the night that we got the most sleep, we got 4 hours. That was like the big sleep night. Otherwise, we were awake like for a week.
Man, yeah, the wedding.
And
story after story of jaw-dropping ridiculousness. But
and with that, and with us both have gone to college and had nights where you cram all night and all that. Whenever we found out we were going to have Jack, we thought, oh, you know what? We've been to Vegas, stayed up for about a week. It seems like we're good. We're good. And Jackie's job at the time wouldn't let her go to bed until 3-4 in the morning usually because she worked for the newspaper and she had to wait for the presses to go to press and everything. So we still kicked our butts having a baby.
There's a reason why we only have one.
We did not know.
Well, Sam says we're special, LOL. That's why they have 3.
Man.
So yeah, that's a blast from the past. That painting, that's a good one.
Well, I think that's about all the.
And this really is like only a chunk of some of the old school stuff. Like, I mean, 18 years.
Yeah.
You've accumulated quite a bit of random paintings that have wacky stories attached. So this will not be the last show that we do like this.
Yeah, maybe one day I should show some of the failures too. I don't know.
Yeah. Do
Maybe
you
not.
have any of them?
Yeah.
I mean, I know you have a
rack
shelf,
of them.
but I don't know.
I don't know if that would be as I mean, if this is interesting at all, if you guys like this, please let us know and we'll show more. But I don't know if the failures would be very interesting because they're failures, I don't know. Maybe sprinkled in, like a little bit of seasoning here and there. I don't know.
There you go.
Well, guys, thank you so much. This has been very embarrassing, but it's also been a whole lot of fun, and I appreciate you guys watching this and listening. It's been fun to go down a walk down memory lane, and show you some paintings that I haven't shown anybody in 18 years. I've never shown anybody. So thank you for being a part of this. I appreciate that, guys. And Thursday's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, let me say really fast. Barbara Brand says, I have 5. I'm not sure what she's referring to. She wrote it a little bit ago, so it might. Remind me what you're referring to. Brooks says, I have none, boo. Brooke, the friend that introduced us, wasn't able to make the wedding. I actually have one in my closet, honey, that I will give you.
Oh.
And Nancy says, I can't wait to see you for our 10K. Well, I can't wait to see you for the 10K, for the glass of wine before, after, the day after, the day before. I'm just going to hang out at, Ryan's house.
You should have one glass of wine set up every K during the race.
Every K.
That way every K you've got. It's just set there. It's just waiting for you.
And Dee Dee says, I got my Bramblett mask today. I'll post a pic soon. Awesome.
Oh, thank you. That's awesome.
Very cool. So, yes. So, Thursday is, here in Texas, it's North Texas Giving Day. And Barbara Brand says kids. She's got 5 kids.
Oh.
You are far outnumbered in that. See, I couldn't. I didn't want to be outnumbered. Anyway, so Thursday, yes. North Texas Giving Day. We haven't quite thought of a complete show, but I would like to do something that really promotes Guide Dogs of Texas.
Yeah, for sure. Well, it'll be fun. We'll try to do something extra fun. So we're gonna put our heads together and we're gonna try to come up with something that'll be a little fun, hopefully entertaining or interesting. Or there's also some games and stuff I want us to play. I want us to figure out how to do that where we can play games live.
Yeah.
We heard some cool games, but we may have to put our noggins. And we also want to do the art show. I mean the art. Like the live art bar kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
So we want to put that together, but the mural, honestly, has kept all any extra moments you think you would have in the day. We haven't had that in weeks, and I'm not complaining. It's been awesome. I mean, working on the big project's a lot of fun. But when it's done, you also appreciate that because you think, oh, I get my evenings, back or whatever.
Yeah, I'm excited to have the mural hung and it off the plate.
Yeah, that's pretty neat.
Barbara says, I know, I'm surprised too about the being outnumbered.
It was a shock.
But anyway, so cool. So yeah, join us Thursday. We'll do something to promote Guide Dogs of Texas. Try to generate some support for them, and maybe it'll involve art. Who knows?
Yeah.
I don't know.
If you guys enjoy hanging out as much as we do, tell a friend that you think would enjoy it. Because the most fun, honestly, is being able to chat with everyone. That's, I don't know, for me, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, sweetie, but for me, that's the best. So if you think you know someone that would want to get on here and chat or is interested in art, let them know. That'd be fun.
Yeah, tell them to join us, start a watch party, all that fun stuff. Subscribe, share, good stuff. But yeah, I guess we'll see you guys Thursday. Thanks.
Bye guys. Have a good week.